as serious as we can be. Welcome to Econ 202 Online. This is the first of our weekly Hangouts. We will meet every Wednesday at 7 p.m. unless I tell you differently. It's possible that I could have a conflict sometime, in which case I will switch it to a different time or a different day, but I'll try to let you guys know that a week ahead of time. Generally, it's Wednesdays at 9 o'clock. Sorry, at 7 o'clock. 9 o'clock Atlantic time. During each Hangout, I will talk for a little while, mostly telling you where I think you should be in the course and what's coming up. And then I will turn it over to you to answer any questions you have, either about stuff you've been working on and haven't been able to figure out, or what's coming up next, or, you know, literally anything that you want to talk about. You know, this is your opportunity to have actual one-on-one time with me. So, you know, I take that fairly seriously. This course, I think of this course as a journey more than a destination. When you went on that vacation trip to the beach, to the Grand Canyon, to Europe, the point wasn't to get home, right? Rather, you wanted to take in everything along the way. I hope you will treat this class the same way. The point is not to be done with it, but actually what you learn in the meantime. Okay, hopefully by now you've taken a look at the course Canvas site. Let me see if I can show that to you. Share. There. Before it gets too weird. Okay, can you see it? Okay, here's the course Canvas site. Canvas is divided into modules. The first one is the one that you should be paying attention to this week. It's the welcome module. It gives you a lot of important information, like how to reach me. It talks about the book that we're going to be using. Probably the most important thing for you to read this week is how this course will work. It's there. I'm not going to go over it too carefully, but I'm happy to answer questions about stuff that's in there. In general, probably the most important thing here is the course outline. I'm clicking on it here, and it will take you to a Google form that gives you a week-by-week schedule of what we are doing, or I should say, you know, what I suggest that you do. On the left-hand side are the weeks. In the middle here is the topic that we're working on that week. And then the right-hand side over here is to do. Okay, so for example, this week it says read Module 0, Intro to Waymaker, Module 1, Economic Thinking, Module 2, Choice in a World of Scarcity. Read Harvard. That is a chapter in a book that's way more readable than most textbooks are. Just a little heads up, and I will show you these modules in a minute. These modules are basically chapters in the textbook. Because we missed Monday, we're going to be a little slower than normal. So if you don't get to Module 2 on Choice in a World of Scarcity until next week, that's fine. That's about where I will be. Also, there are 3 assignments. There's assignment 1, which is the course scavenger hunt. What you need to do is go through the Canvas course and follow the links and figure out the answers to the 10 questions in this scavenger hunt. And then number 2, and I may have these in the reverse order, number 2 is a series of questions that basically tell me why you're taking this class and what you hope to get out of it. And then finally, the research consent. This course is part of a larger national experiment. And so I'm asking for your consent to participate in the experiment, which means that I would use your data from this course. I won't know that it's your data. It will be thrown into a pool with 25,000 other students from around the country. The purpose of the research is so that we can make improvements to the courseware, the Waymaker courseware. As I said, this is just something that we do every semester. If you don't want to let us use your data, then you simply say no on the research consent. If you say yes, or if you say no, you get the points for the assignment. If you ignore the assignment, you won't get the points. So please don't ignore it one way or the other. All right. Let's go back here. Oh, all the assignments you can find if you click on this assignments tab over here. I can jump in there really quickly, and you'll see assignment 1 is here, assignment 2, and then the next assignment is, oh, isn't that interesting? It's not here. The research consent, here it is. It's further down. Let me just move that up here so it's easier to find. It's supposed to go right here. Okay. The research consent is due Monday, but really, it's just get it done as soon as you can. You know, if you don't get to it until Tuesday, that's fine. The scavenger hunt is due on Friday, and the why are you taking this class assignment is due on Saturday. Basically, we just want to get these done and out of the way so that we can get more into the meat of the course. All right, now zooming back here. Okay, if you scroll down, you will see, oh, no, let me go back one step. The book, course texts. The main text for this book is called Waymaker. Okay, you should read this information. Let's see. Except for Morgan, did any of you guys take Econ 202 or 201 last semester?
No.
No?
No.
Anybody? Yes, no?
No.
Okay. You know, most econ textbooks are expensive, over $100. So I wanted to point out that the price for our textbook is a whopping $25. Okay. Hopefully you'll think of that as a good deal when you see what you get with that money. Read the information here and it will tell you everything that you need to know. Now let me show you. You don't have to go to the bookstore to get the text. You don't have to talk to Amazon. All you have to do is scroll down in the modules. It's already in Canvas. Module 0 is this one, Succeeding with Waymaker. Okay. Module 1 is Economic Thinking. Module 2 is Choice in a World of Scarcity. If you click on these links, we'll just take this one. What you see is the layout, which is common to every single module. It starts with a study plan. The study plan is where all the content is, and it ends with a module quiz. I'll say more about those things in a minute. Let me go back to our screen. Stop the screen share. All right, we're back. Okay, let me find my notes. Here we go. All right. Waymaker is based on something called mastery learning. Mastery is a very different approach to learning than you're probably used to. Mastery is something like pass-fail, but passing requires a higher level of learning than a D or a C. Not that you guys are shooting for a D or even a C necessarily. Mastery means that you're not just being exposed to a topic or reading about it, but you're actually learning how to use it. Okay. So the question is, how do you achieve mastery? It requires more than what some students do, like going through the motions of coming to class, skimming the textbook, cramming your class notes the night before the exams. It's not really about memorization. Mastery means that you still know the material a week, a month, or a year after taking the course. If this seems crazy, don't believe that. Okay. All right. Anybody? Is anyone an athlete here? Anybody know an athlete? Hey, Morgan. Okay. Morgan is a lacrosse player. Okay. How do you master lacrosse, Morgan?
I practice all the time.
Yes. What do they say about the 3 most important things in real estate? Do you guys remember what they are? The 3 most important things in real estate are location, location, and location. Okay. The way we master something is practice, practice, practice. And, you know, I'm not just saying that. I'm not just saying you have to work and work and work. There's actually a method to the madness here. Let's see. Okay. The way you achieve mastery of some academic subject like microeconomics is you need to work with the material, do it in a lot of different ways. It's not just about reading. It's not just about skimming. It's not just about taking notes. It's about sort of all of these things. If you're not sure what this all means, that's okay. Waymaker is a very structured text. It's going to walk you through it and show you how to do this. All right. Waymaker is a textbook, but it also includes video and other learning activities, all wrapped around a series of different assessments. Okay. The assessments are not about grades. Rather, they're designed to give you guys actionable feedback so that you can make your own decisions about how you want to study the material and how you should allocate your time. Okay. And we'll say more about that in a minute. Let me say it differently. Assessment in Waymaker is integral to the learning process. Okay. It's going to give you regular feedback so that you know what you need to work harder at. Okay. So thinking back to the modules, every module begins with a show what you know. That's just a fancy way of saying a pretest. You take this pretest. There is no grade associated with it. It gives you the feedback and it tells you what parts of the module you already know, and therefore what you probably don't have to put a lot of effort into. It tells you what you don't know and therefore where you should probably put more of your effort. So what it does is it allows you to make more efficient use of your time. If you're like me or Morgan, you have a lot going on in your life. So being able to put time into the areas where it will have the greatest return is probably worthwhile. Okay, so as you work through the content, you will take a series of self-checks. Self-checks are very short formative quizzes. You read a little content, you take a one-question quiz. Again, the purpose of the quizzes is not for a grade, but rather to help you learn, okay? If you pass the quiz, the gate opens and you move to the next section. If you don't pass the quiz, you should really review the content before trying the quiz again. You can do this as many times as you need to. There's no limit on taking these self-checks until you master the material, right? So you do this all the way through the module. You take a series of these self-checks as you work through the content. And then at the end of the module, you take a module quiz. Module quiz is like a chapter test, okay? These are a little longer. They're like 10 questions long. You take it for a grade. It does count a little bit, but no module quiz counts very much. Again, the point is to give you feedback about your learning, all right? Again, if you fail to achieve mastery, you should study again and then retake the module quiz. Do-overs are a fact of life in this class, okay? Unlike the self-checks, you can only take the module quizzes twice. So if you take a module quiz and you don't do well on it, and you study the material and there's still some things that you're not sure about, then it makes sense to reach out to me and let me help you before you take the module quiz again, okay? So again, the point here is to do what you need to do in order to be successful. One fine point here. Sometimes your quiz will get messed up. For example, don't ever use the back button. That will screw up your quiz. If you do that, it's going to count you as having taken the quiz when you didn't finish it. If this happens, let me know and I can reset it for you. So it's not a big deal as far as that goes. Okay, so the bottom line here is if you trust this process, you will learn the material and you will be successful in the course. Now, a couple things. One, the pace you take in this course depends on you and your schedule and what else you have going on in your life. The course outline tells you where I think the average student should be. You can go faster or slower than the course outline says, as long as you get all the modules done and the module quizzes done by each of the 3 exams, right? If the exam is on Friday, you need to have the work done by the time you take the exam, or else it's not going to do you any good. Okay, does that make sense? All right. I have talked way more than I usually do, so I'm going to stop at this point, and I will turn it over to you guys. What questions do you have?
I have a question.
Sure.
For the exams, so since this is online, I've never done an online class before, so are the exams online, and do we have to like...
The midterms are online. Okay, I will give you a 24-hour block of time. And then you get to pick when you're going to take it during that block of time. I give you like an hour and a half. You should only need maybe an hour maximum. You won't run out of time. You shouldn't run out of time. Okay. So there's a lot of flexibility there. Okay.
Do we need to like sign up for a block of time, or
no?
Like,
you don't. It's entirely up to you.
So like whenever we start taking it, then the like time will start going, and then...
Yes.
Or
yep,
okay.
Yep. Canvas is smart. It can keep track of you.
Okay.
Hey, Mar, who's your friend? I can't hear you. Let me know, okay? Just send me an email so I can give him credit. I'm assuming he's not just squatting here. Okay. All right. Yeah. So it's up to you. If say you had some really good reason for why you couldn't take the exam in that 24-hour period, let me know and we can adjust it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
The only difference is the final exam you take in person, but the midterm exams in there too, you take online. So that's a really
For
good.
the final,
Yes.
what do we like? Do we have to like go some? Is
Yeah.
there like a testing center or just somewhere on campus? Or what?
You go to where I am. Probably it's the econ house where my office is. But if you do, so the way it works is I tell you what day, whenever that time slot is scheduled. Let me say it differently. I teach a face-to-face section as well as an online section. So the day that the face-to-face section has their final is the day that you guys have your final, but they're stuck in a particular time slot. You can choose any 2-hour time block between 8 in the morning and 5 in the afternoon. You just have to let me know when you're coming, and then I will let you know where I'm going to be. If you choose the same time as my face-to-face classes final, I'll send you to Monroe, which is where I'm giving their exam, right? So that's basically the way it works. It's supposed to be flexible.
My question is about the assignments, the 1 and 2.
Yep.
They, at the very bottom on the due date, it says, please email me your assignment by whatever respective date. Do we email it directly to you or just do the submit assignment and put it in there?
I would rather that you emailed it to me.
Okay.
But some people who don't read the directions will submit it, and so I have to go look in 2 places. But email is easier for me.
Perfect.
If I already submitted it through Canvas, do you want me to just resend it to you through
It's
email?
fine. It's fine.
Okay.
If this wasn't the first week, I would make some snarky comment, but no, not a problem. Morgan,
Okay.
see how good I'm being, Morgan?
You're being very nice tonight.
Thank you. Thank you. Morgan and Mar know that it may not last.
It'll fade pretty quickly.
Other questions?
I had others, but I can't remember what they are.
I can't hear you, Mar. Can't hear you. Can't hear you. I know it's frustrating. Can you make a sign, write it on a piece of paper? Send me an email real fast. See, you shouldn't hang around guys. They're bad for you. Yeah, no, that's fine. I got your chat. Not a problem. Other questions?
Okay, so what constitutes our participation?
A lot of things. Okay, pretty much everything that you do that's not an assignment or a test. So showing up to Google Hangouts is one thing. Doing things on Twitter, like asking questions or tweeting out interesting things that the rest of the class would find useful is another thing. A third thing is we will do some online discussions. And so participation in online discussions. You don't have to do all 3. Some people find one easier than another. So you just need to show that you're alive, basically, in one form or another.
Okay.
Just showing up at a Hangout is probably the easiest one. Other questions?
Yeah.
So for submitting the doing the Waymaker stuff for the assignments that are like associated with that, those also we can do at our own pace too?
Yeah, you can. But again, they don't, the purpose of those things is to prepare you for the exams. So if you don't do them before the exams, they're not really going to help you. Okay. Those automatically go through Canvas. You couldn't email them to me if you wanted to. And that's fine.
Very important. Okay. So these assignments, we don't email you. It was just the first two?
The Waymaker assignments, you don't email me. The non-Waymaker assignments, and there will be half a dozen of those or so.
Okay.
Those email is easiest for me.
Okay. That makes sense. Okay.
But, if you submit it through Canvas, I won't hate you.
Would it be possible for you to put like a note for the ones that aren't through Waymaker to be like, email this one? Just because when you just look through assignments, they all look the same.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Thank you.
Yeah. Other questions?
What do we do with the readings?
You read them?
I mean, like, thank you. I mean, like, do you have are they a discussion thing? Like, is there certain things you could look for?
Some of them we'll discuss.
Okay.
Some of them will just show up on exams.
Okay.
But I generally don't ask super narrow questions on the readings. I ask kind of bigger questions. You meant the outside readings, right? The non-Waymaker readings, Maeve?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
If you guys have any questions too that you don't want to ask Professor Greenlaw, feel free to shoot me a text or something. I had never taken an online class before last semester either, and it was kind of overwhelming for me. So if there's anything I can help with, let me know. And
she's not embarrassed about anything.
That's not true.
I have a question about online classes in general. It's not related to our class, but because I'm taking another one that's the Management Information Systems one online. Yeah. I don't know if you would know anything about that class since it's different. But I'm super confused about it because and that professor doesn't do stuff like this where we can like ask questions face to face.
Who's the professor?
It's I forget. Wait a minute. Shoot, hold on. Professor. Oh, I don't even know how to say this name. Srivastava.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So, I don't know. I don't understand how it works. Like, the part I don't understand is there's like Microsoft Access.
Yes.
And like, I don't know how that works. And there was some tutorial for it, but I don't have Microsoft because I have a MacBook.
Yeah, I feel your pain.
Yeah, so I don't understand how that is supposed to work and how I'm supposed to do it.
Okay, those are great questions.
Should I just email him?
My best, what I would do is I would go to his actual office hours.
Well, the thing is that he is out of the country.
Oh, that's right. Well, then,
that's why I'm really confused.
So, option one is email him.
Yeah.
And option two would be to go talk to the dean.
Okay.
And say, hey, what can I do? He's out of the country, and those are normal sorts of things that you would do.
Okay. Because there's a whole section for reading about this Microsoft, and I don't know. I'm so confused.
What you could do is go to a computer lab on campus somewhere and
just do it there.
And do it there, at least to figure out what's going on.
Yeah.
What he has to do.
Yeah, but you know, it's worth asking him anyway.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah. You probably won't be the only person who asked that question.
Yeah, I feel like there should be something in place for that, or like signing up for the class should have been something.
Yep.
But
Other questions?
Okay, I have one last question. How do like the study groups work?
What study group? Have you been talking to Morgan?
Listen, you said it in your
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
thing.
Okay. The way they work is really up to you.
Okay.
What I'm going to do soon, when we start getting into the more complicated stuff, it will give you guys group assignments. So you'll have to somehow figure out how you're going to get together and communicate with one another and divide up the work. And then you can send me your one response for each group.
Okay.
There are people that find it easiest to meet face-to-face. There are others who find it easiest to do it all online, maybe using a Google Doc or something like that. It's really up to you.
is there going to be like an online place where you like sign up for those groups or anything, or do we have to just figure out like how are we going to decide who's in what groups and stuff?
I will choose the groups.
Oh, okay.
But I will also ask you guys before we do that if there's anybody that you want to work with, so I can put people together who want to work together. Morgan, how did the groups work out last semester?
Do you mean like generally or specifically?
Yeah. Well, your group. I mean, you had the most experience with your group, right?
Yeah. The first assignment that we did with the groups was just a little iffy because there's do you know how many people are in this class?
In our class?
Yeah.
About 32.
Okay, because last semester there were a lot, and I know some people struggled with getting a hold of group members, or if some of them are older and work or something, they couldn't get together. They don't.
Hey, now, be careful.
Sorry. But I mean, after that, it worked out pretty well. You kind of like just have to reach out to your group members and either meet up. Mine, the second half of the semester went really well. And it's nice too. We ended up studying together for the second exam and for the final, and just kind of helped each other. So
are you allowed to do that? Help each other?
Yes. Use your resources, Professor Greenland.
Exactly. Yes. Good question. Lots of good questions. Anybody else? I had a glass of grape juice delivered to me, and I'm dying to have a sip of it.
I don't know, are you 21? Are you driving?
I'm not driving, thank you.
Are you sure?
Okay, well, if there are no more questions, we can call it a night. You know how to reach me. You can always send me an email. We can, if you want to talk to me, we can always talk by phone, or we can set up a private Hangout, just the two of us, so that we can see each other's faces if that is easier for you. You know, so you know, my job really is to help you be successful in this class, and you know, I'll do anything that I can within reason to help you achieve that goal. So, thank you. See you next week. Yeah.
Sorry. Well, it was more about last
You're
semester.
back. You're here.
You know, I had to wear these headphones before
Okay.
it wasn't working. I was just wondering if you had the exams from
last semester.
Yes.
Yes. Teachers are supposed to keep final exams for a year. So yeah, I have them in my office if you want to make an appointment to come by or something.
Okay. Thank you.
Sure. Absolutely.
That was my only question.
So who is your friend?
Mark Frederick. He's also in the class. That's what I
know.
He said that he'd send you an email, but
yep, no problem. You know, so anyway, great. All right, see you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye.